Hi.
All right. Well, I'm going to see you as number one, or is that any better off scanning you right then to shoot a picture? Okay, no, okay. Okay, I'm going to shoot at this one. What are the limitations of chemical propulsion? Okay, I've got a brilliant sideline. For 14 semesters, I followed a top maximal proof for a top cap with the instant equality with Dr. Enzo Meissy from Sweden. It was one gold goose type award, and all that stuff. So anyway, I was with them as seminars for 7 years, and really realized complex analysis is just a 2x2 thing. So it's like a lot of fluid. It's good for cutting off like the airfoil is very fluid, like Reynolds numbers, and it's also good for electricity. Anywhere you have like pipes, water, duct systems, like that. So anyway, that's the hardcore stuff. There's a lot of fun stuff too, but you want to get money, you say applied. But anyway, the question is, what are the limitations of chemical propulsion? And I'd like a second counter with what you were saying was that how would you see this as the propulsion in, say, two dimensions only, like just, left and right, up and down, to make it really simple. And what limits it in that, really, what's the top cap? Why are the limits at all? That's another example. Okay, go.
Okay. The limitation of chemical propulsion is that it can only take a spacecraft to the orbit of Mars. Beyond that, chemical propulsion will fail.
Well, is there about 3 steps in between to justify what happens there at the location?
Yes, that there is.
Okay, my plan is in here. So, my question is, high priority is to Shava. I would really ask that sometime in this question being answered by you. What left, right, up and down type factors would you have related to the chemical propulsion? Again, back to the old Cartesian. After that, more dimensions and a lot of open area for pure mathematics in the multi-complex realm. So it's like, why there though? Gravity is like a funky thing.
No, it's basically a limit on the amount of propellants you could take, because you need the propellant plus the oxidizer.
Yeah, okay, that'd be two for a candidate. Yeah, so, got it. What is this for, like, what would you have to create? Like, if this were another, Milky Way galaxy, or there's another planet series, or, what would it take for it to be removed out of its limitation, or to extend to something else? Is there, like, conversions to,
Well, one technique would be to use gravitationally assisted acceleration, which has been used to accelerate space probes to the point where they can actually depart the solar system successfully.
okay, yeah, well, that's, except for mankind, again. um, okay, what are, like, second, I say, like, the air stats, second fiddle? Well, what's the, I guess that's the number one ideal situation, right? You can get to Mars and for everything to happen, right?
Correct.
What would be like, I don't know, now, but another system, propulsion system, okay, so, and it's a system, it's like space propulsion system, so, what differences, what similarities are there with other, space propulsion, say, don't rely on it?
Well, the similarities is that all have limitations. The difference is that this limitation is a severe limitation.
Saying, like, black hole stuff, event horizon?
No. This is more like limitation on distance.
Okay, limitations on.
On distance you could travel.
Okay, distance, okay. So that's the whole purpose. I mean, you get where it goes somewhere, it's use a propulsion system, right? We're going to call it. I mean,
Correct.
Bananas and a bicycle, or coffee and a writer. I guess move along with different things to be more effective. It's kind of like drug conversion on that's it. I mean, that's like all at this point in technology. Is that a conversion point? A conversion where everything that you try, all space propulsion system. It's true for all of us, right? I mean, people are taking, nice epsilon error, plus minus.
Correct.
Okay, yeah, wow. Well, I mean, like, so, what's the self-help line? You're not alone. I guess this is the one system's not alone. The other systems that provide, like similar.
Somewhat.
Good job. Okay. Well, I have a question. Wait, something here. What are the number of types, say, and frequency of different propulsion systems? Focusing on this chemical.
Okay, in terms of what we're dealing with tonight, there are about 10. However, in reality, there are over 200.
Okay, that sounds like modern astrophysics. Shut it now. There was a time when, that was down the decade, and be that part of the world, and you might see something. And that's a general step, I guess. That's one of the general steps coming along, and we call it, general step by what sacrifices were there. So, is there any systems, is this a hydrogen peroxide type propulsion system? Or, peroxide bomb? When I was a kid, I had a peroxide bomb, sketch, drawing, good mechanical engineering drawing. It was from Popular Science or something. I always wanted to build a wooden go-kart with that thing on. Which is a little overkill, but that's what, I'm not going up, that's what that engineering for.
Well, not quite. because modern chemical propulsion systems make use of hydrogen in liquid form and oxygen in liquid form.
Okay, yeah, okay. That's not that, that's really, really away. There's just new ways to use it modified. Is it generally speaking?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it came off pretty fast. Well, okay, here's the thing, I think about that. From sci-fi, and there's like a new planet found, you got a new environment, and
Yeah.
it's like chemicals that might be like somewhat native to whom, but the different proportions, like physics, it's in some way like regenerate. For example, I got this. It's tough to be in research and keep secrets, Anyway, I have a relative. I might say this, that works with an energy source in Monterrey, Mexico, and they are the people who recycle, like the propulsion of a turbo. Turbo can take the excess out of the word for you, and to the outside, pump it back through, and it has advantage as well of gaining in power. Is some way, so it can be, and then it's burned off. They burn off again, so you get first they can out of it, and then it saves the waste. Saves less waste when they're running twice. I think that's not too far from, but from a turbos, the turbo chargers, in different car racing, quarter miles.
Well, it is a slight bit further.
It's like the
But what has been done is to intermix different propulsion technologies to get the best of everything.
Exactly. I mean, that's something like in psychotherapy, you use the best of people to recognizing their talents and gifts, right? I mean, so you can let a machine do that. It's, most of it's knowing. We haven't got the robot yet, do we, to say it knows it's using hydrogen peroxide to not best, so it goes another chemical. That sounds really kind of realistic, as in, problems like this are excellent solution-bound ideas. And to approach that solution, that's a teamwork and an individual. I think both, right? I mean, individuals, commonalities in a group. That's something like really unnecessary to categorize. Electricity and the gas, right? That's one of the fundamental, let's say, pragmatic, utilized now things that I can tell you this. I saw a member of the United Church had bought one at 5, like a hybrid thing of running the motor when it's most effective to go farther, using the source, energy source, common unit kind of thing, or go on gas.
Yes.
Yeah, those things are like automatic. Or something like.
Not quite.
Not quite. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's like a control over driving, right? That sounds very hopeful. I'm thinking like it might be like really a bit of so many obstacles that you have to one by one, or laterally, have the solutions overcoming it can't work as optimal, right? That's
Yes.
research thing. Get the thing to work as optimal, and maybe things will last longer, or machine moving parts and all that. Scaled down.
Yes.
Hopeful.
Yeah.
Really.
Let
Are we really getting this to the market just like now? It's been there some, but it's now like out.
It has been in the market for some time now.
Yeah, well, 20 years, I say, right? At least. That was
Yeah,
the first,
yeah.
yeah. I remember reading about it, too. It was like, actually, I don't know, who was her name? Dr. Mira. She was the first woman to get tenure, I think, Kent State. Really wonderful mathematician to work with. And her husband's at Purdue. Anyway, Purdue has the competition, I guess it is. Modern, since there's any sky response, it's all win-win situation. I give you the ideal, bid or, whatever, bartering, if that, so, you got, a lot of young scientists, young engineers, young computer programmers that would have an interest in this. And what I'm saying that is, if that is just no, this guy, Dr. Paceto, took the limitation as science away, or turned it upside down, and drove through a lot of Florida, Tennessee service, people at least service in Florida, also, and just wonderful. And it's so amazing to me. It's like, to have the robot stuff. And you got like China and United States, Middle East. It really, this is a similarity that would, politically, I would say draw, together this kind of convergence of, this new business model is that product and service, right, it's off to the stars, but people are number one, and it's not quite like the Grateful Dead. I'm a wharf rat, I am a non-user, but I enjoy using things. Anyway, it's that the people are the most important, they get their needs met, and not just some way that, they can win on a sale. It's kind of like, it's all just smooth, it's not a picture of being smooth. So, you got an open screen of possibilities to choose from, or let's say you find, you just do probabilities and all kinds of things, numbers get pretty big. That was just a few inputs. I've been playing with, 3 or 4 weeks now, electronic effects and modules and synthesizer construction, analog and MIDI. And it's amazing. I can take $5 worth of, regular shack out of this stuff and make a $120 effect cell, And it's fascinating, not just some money, but the thing that you can take, stuff that would be easily discarded. And it's I'm still in a situation that, in my historical past about things, I like to throw a lot of things out. I know this way it is a lot, but the recycling, and it's the thing about the plant, so it's a coal plant, say, for example, and you just take the burn off and then go through it again. The recycle, it cleans up burn, it cleans itself, cleans very well with burn. And this idea, what's around with turbocharger, what's the one with the boosters? What's the one with the gears? Not turbo with the air, but like a Porsche turbo, but what is that? It used to be in the 70s.
Turbofan?
Up the front, what I mean? So there are a couple of those different. That was the 70s. At least that sounds like 40 years. They had that kind of concept of recycling that. Hot, different factors that come into it.
Yes. You want to discuss further about other limitations of other propulsion systems?
Other limitations for your question one still? Or we want to see what, maybe the solar sites?
Let's discuss further about the limitations of the other propulsion systems.
Okay. So we've got chemical propulsion. So we're going to put a little town, right? We talked about basically lines here, right?
Yes.
Okay. So now there's the ion propulsion. Now this is really cool. A really good introduction to do this is take up rock climbing and go climb summits
Well, let me discuss that
Yeah.
further. The limitation of the ion drive is that it takes a very long time to build up speed.
Yeah.
That's the major limitation.
Do you have any secrets how you make that time go faster? or not actually physically faster, but seem faster, like Einstein's, kissing your girlfriend or putting a hand on the stove,
Not really. Not
Not
really.
really. Okay. So kind of in a range of being fixed as such.
Yes.
Yeah. And ions, almost a definition, probably to the basic level stuff, is like very overly costly to come up with something that would be technically in the ion stuff and then, fulfilling rules that it would economically be that smart of things to be using, feasibly, Right? You want to have a full state of money too. So you got to think about grants, whatever, for the research. Have you ever seen any research on like human change in behavior or comprehension of situations? It always feels better to say like the ocean. I don't know. What?
No, that I haven't.
Yeah. No?
No.
No such thing as response on that one, right?
No.
I don't mean, I'm not trying to bring up any kind of questions and stuff, right? It's like, I used to tell my math students, if I wanted to really, stump you, I could put 10 world-class, non-solved conjectures in mathematics. Could be number theory, could be algebra, could be complex analysis, real analysis, topology, numerical analysis. And anyway, these problems have been around for like 40, 50, 100 years, and nobody's been able to solve them in all the think tank situations of who would be candidates to solve it, for years, hundreds. That's what I'm just getting over this. I call this, I'm going through like when the dust settles, what was trying to like capture this one book, and I was taking Dr. R.E. Howell for 2 semesters of it, 5-hour right? And they're real well, got an award for it, doing okay and other stuff. But
Screen dimmed.
he had written a co-author with I think it's Shaw, S-H-A-H, and I think he's right, yeah. And they put together some ability book, which is really fairly thick. It's like a 620-page tome. It's so compact, dense, and it looks this. It's not. There's not poison area flavors, in those diagrams. The basic thing is, how can you modify things and test them so they're going to stay, they're going to go to convergence and stabilize,
Hey, of course, I could stump every mathematics master's degree and sometimes even the PhD students with one problem. Basically asking them to solve Fermat's last theorem. That will stump them all.
Yeah. So they said?
What?
Computer programming for, proofs and stuff. A really, nice tool. And I think sometimes people gonna be holding on. I still want myself there. That's what I'm going to do. There's a couple of paths you take when doing computer programming for, pure math, logic and whatnot, on the table, and legitimate fair game. So, hopefully don't lose the edge of some of the fine points of doing it without this. You know what I mean? I like the calculator, People learn their decimal systems better with the calculator than like relying on with their experience of taking hand notes or something.
Correct.
Yeah, so it's really an open thing that, um, I don't know if they kept one, you know, going having accomplished analysis one, it's like a set out there. There's not much left over to do, but, I promise this is support, but, you know, this is not like an open game where there's not saying, you can't do this, you know, like, it's not like you're not allowed to, you just can't do that, or, do the permutations and all that kind of thing.
Well, it's far from trivial.
Yeah, right, okay, yeah.
Oh.
It's got to take thought that consequences of the action be beneficial to generating more energy, you know, amongst other tools, so to speak, translation tool.
Pretty much so.
Like that? Oh,
Pretty much so.
pretty much so, yeah.
Let's go into the limitations of the other propulsion systems now.
Okay. One last sales pitch. So ion generator I got was really worse. I think it's my dad who has a lung problem, but I didn't say so. Okay. The limitations of gravitationally assisted acceleration. This is the one I was going to the store. I had a Dollar General there, and the big thing was I saw somebody that reminded me of either I
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Now,
That's like,
in gravitationally assisted propulsion, the drawback is you need planets to get a gravitational kick to accelerate fast enough to depart a solar system.
very small task, astronomical task, that could be said, or like a meeting.
In general, it's about 1/24th the speed of light.
Oh, that just baffles me. It sounds like non-sacred. It's like about time and a constant of time. Just that's a really nice place to be in for the intellectualism part of it. As was the engineer, I'm not 50% for different things. Yeah, so it's not the economics of it. The minimalization of the resistance and the increase and the path of liberate the worker, whether it's a person or a robot or a machine. Liberate the worker and increase productivity. I did that. I used to brush on my dad's farm for almost for a rest. And it was that you let the tractor last and the bush, the brush hog to last. You don't go through the farmland, as fast as you can get the thing going. You got to cut back, and everything lasts a little longer. Like computer tech guy, right, Fred? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, personal touch is if I thought I'm touched with. He's gonna know this a lot. So anyway, you have a situation where there are limits, and you want to. I guess the old operations research thing was the extremes are what you look at as exactly that. Literal models of the extremes. An example. You want to give an example of your applied definition to this, gravitational system phrase. So gravitational assisted, and then the size of things, and like reusing. It's like recyclables, right? You can, recycle.
Sort of.
Order? Order? Huh?
No, sort of.
Oh, sort of. Okay, sort of. Okay, all right. Huh. Yeah, what would be clearing that up? Like, what are the odd exceptions? Like, say, they wouldn't want to have by choice, or maybe just let them ride the back. Or,
Well, that is something that's still to be determined.
oh, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. That brings up. I mean, as a researcher, it's nice to know where it's been, tapped out, and where it's still got a lot of growth. This is really funny. I don't know how I got it. You'll teach us in a second here. But I got that concept when I started climbing because there were climbs that would be like developing certain techniques, and things like that. It was an efficiency, but yet you want to be stronger than just barely enough, of course, right? I mean, so there's flexibility in that, and you learn to reserve your strength. That's the whole picture. That's reserving your strength, like this thing called monkeying. And you just like get your hands up or on the ice tools, and you're bone to bone, straight arm, and there's no real stress as a major part of it. Just keep your arm there, your arm straight, and you just let it pull. Just look at your shoulder, you keep it straight. So that's something to me. It's like assisted, like energy. Different factors that might have one or two or more competitors, I guess you'd call them, or agents that would be priority for a candidacy in the power list schedule. I don't know. Is that I'm blowing the horn too much?
Yeah.
Yeah. It gives us closer to science than amazingly, big for electric power. Electric power is a toy. So assisted, you've got electric glide, okay? Like, the glide, sometimes the step's pretty, you can ride on it, or you've got the wind working on your side, and then you've got, like, gravity on your side, and then you've got, and things like that. Sailing, I was up to ski as a glider, of actually flying. I used to like to design, airport airfoil attention. But, anyway, the thing is, you've got possibilities, and although they have limits, in certain combinations, that can also be very big. Like, one uncle used to, he worked in he flew 757 in LA, and he never retired. He more and more went sailing, or sailplaning, I guess, gliders, full-size gliders. And get towed the cars, and it's like, the wife and girlfriend's like, follow on. And he'd fly around a while out there, and he was on thermals. That's one form of lift. And the other thing is basically slope soaring. And slope doesn't mean like always slope of like Torrey Pines. It can be any kind of slope to get something up in the air and keep that current and stay in that current, like a thermal or those are the two basics in gliding, sailplane, from mild airplanes. Very much the same, realistic, real scale. So, like, can you name like 5 things that are connected with gravitational? Or 3 to 5. Say 3 to 5 things. I feel like it's this pocket, it's a announcing bottle, okay? An announcing bottle, and it has the potion for what makes a gravitationally assisted widget. And I felt like an engineer. What are the 5 factors the top 5 factors that are involved in gravitationally assisted?
Well, one is being near planets. The larger the planet, the greater the gravitational kick, and the greater the gravitational acceleration.
That's a major action. Okay. Wow. Secondly, to the size. What about moons? I mean, that'll be too a little bit, right? Or like some big
Moons would provide the least amount of gravitationally assisted acceleration, since they are the smallest.
Yeah. Is it used though? I mean, like, you get kind of desperation situation?
No.
Okay, not worth it. Okay, if you don't want to waste time, pursuing zealots are going to help anyway, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's worth waste time. Okay, I'll just say 1 or 2 more, I think.
Yeah.
Bigger planets are a factor, okay. The Saturn is, Neptune, Pluto, okay. That's on the outside of the craft, right? At a point, right? It's pretty, driving past Saturn, right? That's a chance of this image. What about inboard? Like what if it's not outrunner, but but inboard running situation?
Well, inward, going into a solar system, you can actually do the reverse and use gravitationally assisted acceleration to decelerate the spacecraft.
Okay, we did something that was on Earth a little while ago. Bicycles had that. Or motor scooters or something like you can, both crank on pedals or their storage, and really it's like running a DC motor. It's like you got DC motor, say, as a simple example, and you're running it and it's pushing out, from a battery or like give me a play a generator was second. He used to go, generator. You get the generator going, and it's got some kind of like diode thing that goes over so far and then keeps back or something. And there's some capacitors. You're carrying some cells of battery cells, around in the car, like I was trying to. You can tap into those and kind of use the dynamic braking. I think that's the patent thing. I get them all airplane. There's a brother group, Rob vehicle, or to your plane, or anything. So, two wheels or four wheels. So
Okay.
that to me was like something that's been out there, and like I said, emotional well-being. It's like there's tools out there, and study techniques. There's tools out there that aren't being used. It's like if somebody got really organized, could have the time to do it. As a crew, as a group of, organize it kind of like a science version of, or astrophysics version of like the Gutenberg project, program or something. A little more narrow than focus, maybe not slow, but yeah, that's like really whetting the appetite. Gravity, can be kind of in a state of basically fixed, constant, yet you could use it while you're trying to climb vertical. And if you're West Virginia, vertical, they happen to have by geometer saying it's 110 degrees, it's just 90, but West Virginians like to make their climbs rated hard so they don't like push over inflationists, So, but they have very tough thing, but the basic idea is like 1 minute I'm using gravity to keep my shoes on a small foothold or toe hold, and the second thing is I have to move and I have to be going someplace, and I'm using friction with the gravity. Well, this is like a feature that you can see a model like walking. This isn't walking uphill, nice one. Be careful with this one. But you have some kind of thing where there's choices, basically, and some ideally meet the criteria. It's kind of like pharmaceutical research. You have a bunch of blocks to put together, and you have them with certain characteristics, and some might be intended, some just happen to be there after some further investigation, and now you have something that, like the visceral is an example for now. It's like an anti-anxiety that isn't addictive. It's also an anti-histamine. And so, with these two roles, it's the same kind of thing, but, slightly different shade of pale, and it's up to debate, but,
Okay.
is
Let-
that, my body, we used to say, we had some really good women climbers, back in the States, there's some really fantastic, anyway, the thing was, the gravity kept the shoes on the rock, and you toyed with that energy, that gravitational center point, as it's floating, how you exert forces, and distributions of location, of like how you form to the rock in a sense, there's like monkeying, that kind of thing. So there we go, what tools do I have that use the most of it? And when you climb, most of the time, you don't want to be wasting all that energy. Maybe late in the day when you're up there, but it's a matter of somewhat economics. I used to pride myself on doing that. After 6 years, I could do a one finger right hand pull up. And the thing was, my first time on the first climbing area, they had a pull-up bar. And in summer, you go down the climbing store, and everybody's hanging out, and there's a pull-up bar, so, you do pull-ups. So, you can't go to the rocks, you do it there, a little bit of light, so, and, it's a little still place, so, no, it's very chill, sometimes so. And there actually are moments that the focus is distribution of weight, and that's your mass acceleration, force equals mass acceleration, and MG, gravitational attraction. And it was like a toy, it's like physics. It's so nice to take physics class because it's so much like application. Maybe it wasn't money that, bounced back from the application. I had later algebra teacher said, professor said, if you want the book to be worse than you're writing, just put and, applications. And people buy that. And there's no use for it. So, it's always well advertising to some This is exciting to me. I just see this as a big, holistic solution to sitting on the edge of the earth. Lindenville Gorge. You still there?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, anyway.
I have a question. Why don't we get back to the limitations factor?
Yeah, right. This is like farther removed. So, go ahead, take your choice, with, say, this is one that's been around, it's probably more familiar, nuclear propulsion. Fusion fission, or the,
Correct.
Yeah, so tell us all about that. It's your shot, and tell me done.
Okay. In nuclear propulsion, we're dealing with a technology that still has not been fully perfected due to fears that are really unrealistic in terms of propulsion systems, and also speed limitation factors. A nuclear propulsion system can only accelerate a spacecraft to 1/10 the speed of light.
On the speed of light, have they had recent research on some characteristics of it as making changes as not fixed or a particle or a wave? Has anything happened? Go ahead, keep going. Just get to where you start. One other question related to
Okay.
safety.
Let's go on to the next question dealing with limitations.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, go with it freestyle. You know, I'm just. I'll be listening. Yeah, I'll be listening. So, when you come on, I guess say off. Bring us up to like this is the genesis of it, and then take it. Propulsion. Okay, I'm quiet now.
Okay, what is the next question on the limitation factors of space propulsion systems?
Yeah, I never got my C to get a T is, yeah, I think it's time for a little bit. Yeah, nuclear and fusion, fusion and matter. Like the next one's really matter, isn't it? That's really cool. I mean, that's a sci-fi for so long.
Okay, let me go into the limitations first of fusion, then I'll go into the limitations of matter, antimatter. The limitation of fusion is that, first of all, we haven't perfected magnetic bottle technology, so it's difficult to confine a plasma at that temperature. Additionally, a nuclear fusion propelled spacecraft will travel half the speed of light. Now, in terms of matter-antimatter, the limiting factor is that we don't have a technology to produce enough antimatter in a cost-effective manner. But if we did, we would have near light speed space travel.
May I ask something? Question on this?
Sure.
It seems that what you're saying is the barrier is really not that far away for the matter antimatter.
Correct.
I was, and I think I guess I mean I never really bought in that speed of light was constant. I mean I believe there's just no way a system could be like that and be constant. There's too much of a little bit of a hiccup in your system or something to give and take or just you get to find its part. So like this growth. Let's talk about the growth of where we were. Like how long back was it? Caveman fire sticks. I mean it's really come along like what? That's 20 years. I mean I remember hearing about it before. But go ahead, take it.
Okay. Let's go to the next limitation of propulsion systems.
Good old electric propulsion. Oh my goodness. Yeah, my dad goes nuts with stuff. I don't get why he's so enthusiastic, but he thinks it's the best. And his brother lives near a field area that uses big stuff. Has the big stuff really. It's like a farm of, from wind power.
Okay. The limitation of electric propulsion is primarily that of speed. It's a very slow propulsion technology, much slower than ion propulsion.
That's the nature of it. You can just tell you're with it. But when you have the ion, actually, it seems like very clear. You know? When I do an IQ, it's like a 193 as opposed to a workhorse 140 IQ. I look at it, right? So what motors do they? I don't know what they like. Again, the model plan came was like a big breakthrough, and they wanted brushless motors. And there were two choices: you can pull them or outboard them, outrigger.
Okay. Let's now talk about the limitations of warp drive technology.
Okay. Boy, I'd like a definition somewhat. Your own definition, of course. That's what I'm not here for me, but. So we're looking at warp drive. That sounds like science fiction. It sounds like.
Correct.
No.
It's sort of Star Trek fiction meets reality.
Yeah.
But the limitation is that currently a warp drive system requires the energy output of an entire galaxy to work. That is totally unrealistic. So further work needs to be done with this technology, in theory.
Yeah. With you're talking like theory in a logical sense. A implies B implies A1 B1 or something like that. I mean, like it falls along that chain of offense.
Somewhat.
Somewhat. Okay. Well, you didn't mean it. Do this one, but that's a good mathematician's job. Well, we didn't need it. I don't know.
Let's now talk about the limitations of tachyon propulsion.
It's been on. It's 2 days. I waited 2 days to get this tachyon. And like the heart hair thing and the heart, I mean, it's not the same thing. There's like tachycardia and there's the heart thing with the...
No, it has nothing to do with that.
Okay, yeah. I bet there's a good room for a cartoon sketch on that. You know what I mean? Like the guy goes to tachyon to get his heart worked on. The other guy brings a robot or something running on propulsion from a tax. You know what I'm saying? It's like government tax now, I guess.
Okay, let me discuss the limitations of tachyon propulsion. The major limitation of tachyon propulsion is that you require a tremendous amount of energy input, and you need an abundant source of tachyons. However, the advantage is that you will travel at light speed in a spacecraft. That is the major advantage.
Okay. Well, that is the thing. Part of the factor is in this game, what's the most effective for the right... It's like a job skill, you know, right? The job description for that, tool, the electric propulsion, whatever it was, has that... They all have like, what do they do for a pursuit racer? He's always like, this has this characteristic, this has that. We're trying for this, but can't that, and we can for other disease, and so like research is sometimes like really scientifically, but there's just not things that really balling off from the branches, So I'm curious. I am really curious about because of my etymology and evolution homology languages. I am like tachycardia, I think is what good Dave Brubeck, white jazz. He's a white jazz player, Brubeck. And he had a song, Circadian Dysrhythmia, and I look like reading something like, where'd I put my dictionary? I know it now. But what is that T-A-C-H-Y? That is a word group. Why is that common like in tachycardia and then this tachyon, propulsion system, apparently, Is there any commonality that...
None whatsoever.
What's that, 5-1?
None whatsoever.
Oh, none whatsoever. Oh, okay, okay, yeah. Okay, well that's what, yeah, that's why you ask questions. Yeah, so I'm in, almost like, number one, on my end. I know a guy that, has a light bulb, one less thing to consider get you farther ahead. That's the truth.
Okay. Todd, since we pretty much concluded the discussion, why don't we conclude the video?
Oh, okay, okay, okay. You got me in the kitchen. Is that on that Facebook page too?
No.
Oh, you want to run it and get it set up? Ready to go with it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what type? I mean, just to close. I also think it would be a wise idea to say what day it is and where are we in the calendar, because we're 2018, and so I expect this to be like 5 years from now or 20 years from now, and some will be useful, some will be, or directly, some will be useful to know the background of things that are being tried. Best researchers, I just like always, the president going on things and all that stuff. So, yeah, well, you want to take a hit on the film then? Go ahead.
Okay. Todd? Okay, Todd. Thank you for having me as guest on the video.
Okay. For example, I was trying to ask what characteristics are we focusing on? That would be as useful utilizations.
Concluding the video.
Okay, yeah. It's a little more graphic. I mean, that's another factor of, like I do, see it, right? And see the concept that for me, I can pure math. It's not a physical thing. Intelligence, it's like God. It's not really, but I mean, it's that there's no, it's what we form as a construct, although characters, whatever, Greek, Hebrew.
Todd.
Yeah, go.
Okay. Give the last word in conclusion. No. Give the last word in conclusion.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, in conclusion, I would like to say again, this is on 5/9/2019 in the United States, and some places in Europe it's 9/5/2018, meaning we are in the month of May through Bryn Mawr, May 1. I've been meeting a woman in Bryn Mawr, I gotta say that. She's like actually, she was married to my Yale
Todd?
tutor. Yeah, I can go. I'm done. That's
Okay.
a lot of open minds. I hope you got some years and associations of past and of your eager.
Would you like to say goodbye to the audience?
Yeah, yes, I'm saying, like, the audience is, this is like, I don't think it's just.
Todd, say goodbye to the audience.
To what?
Say goodbye to the audience.
Oh, say goodbye. I couldn't hear. Okay. Well, I'll say so long. Be happy in the moment. Choose happiness. Find your karma in physics sometimes. A little tangent of seeing other perspectives. And I just hope you have a wonderful experience in your explorations. Outside, underground, all that. Hey, go out and write, people. Tell us what you're thinking. Send the brochure out. Go. Yeah. So that's the storyline. Choose healthy things to look at. Yeah.
Thank you.